Athena. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning. It is a beautiful day today, and it is going to be a prosperous day. What is a prosperous day? You ask. What is a prosperous day? A prosperous day is a day where you focus on your prosperity. 3 John 1 and 2. Beloved, I pray that you prosper in all things and in health, just as your soul prospers. So it's going to be a prosperous day, guys. We had our DMV forum Saturday at the Harborside Hotel. And let me tell you, it was an experience. And if you missed it, oh my goodness, it was awesome. The panel discussion was awesome. I want to thank our council member, Walla, for coming out and sharing her wisdom with us and making us understand what we needed to understand about the cannabis industry. And I want to thank my regional, Nika Hudson, and our national, Keith Williams, for pouring into us that day. One of the things that I left with that day, I left with one thing that resonated with me. Mr. Williams shared his journey in the can and globe industry. Um, and he told us that even if you decide, I'm not going to I don't want to be prosperous financially, let's say that, um, that it's hard. It's hard to live a life when you may not have enough. That's hard life. But it's also hard once you are financially prosperous as well, because now you're on a different level and you got to live at a different level. You have different, you're in a different tax bracket. You're all at a different level. It brings you up to a whole nother arena of things that you didn't even consider before you became financially prosperous. So, when you're thinking about opportunities that may bring you financial prosperity, you got to choose your heart. Choose your heart because either road is going to be difficult. So, you have to gear up and be ready. Choose your heart. And I've chosen my heart because I have lived that life where didn't have enough. Thank you that God has always supplied what I needed. And that's what he says in his word. He will give you what you need. You don't need to worry about where you're going to sleep. You don't need to worry about what you're going to have on. You don't need to worry about how you're going to eat because God is going to provide all of that for you. So while it can be hard when you are in situations where you don't have enough, you're trying to make ends meet and ends don't even look like they want to come together. That's just as much of a hard road as it is when you choose to be financially prosperous. Because now, when you're financially prosperous, you got people who are in your face and you don't even know if they're there for you now. Are they there because you're financially prosperous, or are they there because they want you or they know you? So either road is hard. But which road do you feel God is calling you to? Is he calling you to that road to struggle and to stay in the struggle? Or is he calling you to that road to be financially prosperous? God is calling me to be financially prosperous. And while I know that road is going to be hard, it's going to create some obstacles for me. It's going to be sometimes uncomfortable because, hey, I'm on a whole new path now. And I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know what's ahead. Okay. I don't know. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to move forward. And what he has told me is for me because he's going to meet me on that road. God is going to meet me on that road with everything that I need to continue to be financially prosperous. And not only for me to be financially prosperous, but for me to share that wealth with other people so that they can be financially prosperous as well. Because God wants you to be prosperous in all areas of your life, all areas, not just one, not just your health, not just with your relationships. God wants you prosperous in all areas of your life. And if you're not walking in that prosperity, that's because you may be afraid of it. But why? If you have faith in God and you know that your motives are pure and you're on a mission for purpose, then why won't you go down that road of prosperity? Because God got you. He's not going to let you fail. Not as long as you're following Him, not as long as you're following His purpose for your life. He's not going to let you fall. He's not going to let you fail. Hello, I'm in Maryland. So you got to move forward. You can't stand in fear because fear will keep you from moving. You have the fear triggers the flight or fight response. So when you're looking at your road to prosperity, what are you going to do? Hello, Cuba. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on and sharing this moment with me. So, what are you going to do about your road? Are you going to shrink back in fear because I'm afraid? Lord, I don't know what to do. Lord, I've never done this before. It's not going to happen for me. Or people are not going to receive me. Or people are going to walk away from me because now they're going to think I'm stuck up because I got some money. And you're not. You were just meant to be prosperous. You were meant to be financially wealthy. You were meant to have a legacy. So you can't keep shrinking in your life. You can't keep shrinking and staying in those little boxes when God gave you a great big field and said, come on out here and get this field. Every step that you put your foot on will be yours. And you're trying to stay in the little box. Why are you trying to stay in the little box? Well, God has a great big field for you, a great big field for you to cultivate and for you. I am well. I am well. How are you guys this morning? So why would you stay in your little box? Come out of the box. Come on over here to the prosperous lane. Live on purpose. And the first thing for you to do it is just to make the decision. That's the first thing. Make the decision that I will live in prosperity. I will live in prosperity. I will prosper in all things, in my health, in my body, in my soul. I will prosper in all things. And you have to believe it first before you get somebody else to believe it. And once you believe it, then God will bring the people that you need into your life who are going to help you make that a reality. And that's what's going on with me right now. God has placed some people in my path who are teaching me how to live a prosperous life because I've always known I'm supposed to have a prosperous life. I've always known this. And I didn't know how to get to it though. I used to believe, like most of us in this country, that getting a job, a good high paying job, is the way for me to get to prosperity. That's not the way. That's not the way. A job is serves a means, it's a means to an end. Okay? A job is a means to an end. It is there to help you pay your bills. It's there to help you live, but it's not going to bring you prosperity. In Proverbs 31, you talk about the Proverbs 31 woman. She owned land, she had several businesses, she took care of her home, she did all kinds of things. Okay? She didn't have a job. Her husband had a job. Her husband was the one who provided for the house. Everything she did complemented what he brought home so that they could live a prosperous life together. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be prosperous, okay? And don't be afraid of living in that prosperity. I know that there is a business venture out there for you. I know God has a purpose for you. I know He has something He has been whispering in your ear, and you have just been like, I know I want to do this, but I'm afraid. Don't be afraid. The life calling coach is out here doing it, and I'm doing it with very little resources. I'm doing it afraid. I'm doing it in faith because God has told me that this is what He wants for me to do, and that this is where my prosperity is going to come forth. So don't be afraid to jump out there. Don't be afraid to walk in faith. Don't be afraid to live on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose. And the other thing that God told me is that on this journey to prosperity, you're going to have haters. You're going to have people who are hating on you, people who are going to talk about you, people going to try to bring up your dirt. And the fact that you are being hated on and talked about means you made it. You made it. You on a new level, new devils. So the fact that you have haters, it's not a bad thing. You're doing something right. Because sometimes when you're doing the right thing, yeah, you're gonna have people who hate on you because they want what you have and they don't know how to get it for themselves. So the only thing that they can do is talk about you. Okay? So don't be afraid of your prosperity journey. Don't be afraid of being all that God has purposed you to be. Don't be afraid of letting your light shine. Don't be afraid of having haters because guess what? That's why you have haters. God still is going to be there to protect you. They're not going to be able to touch you. They're not going to be able to do anything to you. They're not going to be able to stop your journey. They're not going to be able to stop your prosperity because God is in control and God is in charge. And God said, this is what I want you to have. And if that's what He wants you to have, that's what you will have. So I invite you to follow me on this prosperity journey. Okay, as I go through this journey, I'm going to share it with you. And I'm going to share with you what God shares with me so that you can get there too. It's a new week, and today is Monday. And I want you to make up your mind today, right now, that you will live in prosperity and that you will not allow anything to stop you from being prosperous, any area of your life. And that anybody who comes to you and tells you what you can't do, oh, you use that as a stepping stone to go do exactly what they said you can't do. Okay? Don't let nobody stop your train. Don't let nobody stop your path. And don't let anybody keep you from living on purpose. This is the Life Calling Coach. And I just wanted to bring this message to you today. Choose your hard. Which one will you have? You're going to be on the hard road of poverty or the hard road of prosperity. Choose your hard and live on purpose. I also wanted to invite you guys to come out in September. Two things going on with the Life Calling Coach in September. September 14th on Saturday, we're having our holistic wellness talk, and it will be virtual. This month, we are dealing with spiritual energy and how to balance your spiritual energy. Okay? Living on purpose means that you have to be able to balance all things in your life so that you can be at your ultimate operational level. That's what we're teaching you how to do with the holistic wellness talks. The second event that I'm having in September is going to be the Art of Wellness, which is an infused painting workshop where we're going to do some wellness coaching and we're going to have a painting exercise. And yes, and infused treats for your wellness. So I want you to come out, go to the website, lifecallingcoach.com, register, and come on out and support and learn how to start your prosperity journey. I want you to like, share, subscribe, comment. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook to stay connected. And this is the Life Calling Coach. And I encourage you to what? I encourage you I encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident. You have a blessed day on purpose. Start your prosperity journey today.